What's up, guys? Hallblade with GamingDeath.com, bringing you a quick look at State of Decay. Little indie game. It's an indie. I think I'd consider this indie. Little game that came out on the Xbox 360 and PC. About $20. It's a downloadable game. No physical copies of this game. It is a zombie survival game. We're actually pretty much identical to games like Daisy and Warzy. I know Daisy a couple of months back was a huge hit, like ridiculously huge hit, super popular on YouTube, super popular everywhere. Everyone was talking Daisy as if it was like fucking sliced bread or some shit. So these people took that and delivered a single player experience of that style of game, and I think that's fantastic. I wish it had co-op. Unfortunately, this game has no online whatsoever, which is a little bit of a letdown. Is it a deal breaker for $20? I don't think so, especially if you don't have a PC. If you have only a 360 or a PS3, it's not on PS3, but if you have a 360, this is definitely worth at least experiencing. The differences here are that games like Daisy and Warzy are a lot more simulation, in the sense that I believe Daisy, I know, is super simulation in the sense that if a zombie like gets your leg, your character ain't running anymore. Your character is going to be like fucking limping and going super slow. I don't know if Warzy has that same feature, but this game doesn't. This game just has a standard health bar and stamina bar, so it's not over realistic. So it's definitely still a game, and that's what I like about it. It's still a game. It's not like this hyper realistic game that's a little bit too ridiculously realistic. As you play the game, you start off with one character. You do not get to choose what character you play as at the start. The story develops as it's intended to develop. As you progress through the game, you unlock, you rescue, I'm doing air brackets right now, you rescue other people around the world, and some of them are characters that you are allowed to play as. So then you get to choose those characters. Each character can level up. Each character has an inventory, I think. And each character, I guess you could say, specializes in different things. So the first character you get is a black guy, and he's an athlete. The second girl you get, which is the girl I'm playing right now, I believe she's like an army something another or something, and she was like hunting. So I think she's good with guns or something like that. I don't know. I haven't played enough and learned the characters well enough. But these are the first two characters I've unlocked. I know you get more later on. If your character dies, that character is dead for the rest of the game. Not sure what happens if all your characters die. If you get game over and you have to restart. I'm guessing this game isn't like a 15-hour game. So, I mean, if you have to replay 4 or 5 hours, shouldn't be too big of an issue, especially since it's zombie survival. Also, not sure if the items you find while scavenging are random or if it's always the same thing. That's another one. You'll see here in a minute, I'm gonna start looting stuff. So there's certain items you can hold the Y button and your character will start looking through them. And it takes a little while. It takes, I think it's 9 seconds for most characters to scavenge through something and find and get the item. By pressing another button, you can take the risk of making more noise at the reward of searching like 4 or 5 times faster. So it only takes like 2 seconds to search, but it'll make a big noise and it'll attract all the zombies in the area. So you got a little option there for risk reward. In the end, there's no point in rushing the search, because like in a house, you have to clear the house. Once you're inside the house and the house is clear, like there's not like any rush really. You just look through the shit. So in a sense, like the speeding up the search thing is kind of pointless. Yeah, I don't know why that's there. Ammo is fairly scarce, I want to say, but it's not unfindable. In the other types of these games, like Daisy and Warzy, I think it's called Warzy. I don't know if I'm saying it wrong. Ammo is incredibly scarce. Like, literally, finding guns is very difficult. As you see here, I found a pistol. And it comes with 16 bullets. And most games nowadays will bring... Most games where it's like zombie survival will only give you like 5 or 6 bullets. And it's like, you know, super survival. But in this game, you don't find tons of ammo to go around running gunning. But you do find enough to play the game comfortably. So it's I think it's a good balance. Some hardcore elitists will be like, oh, there's too much ammo. I wish it was like no ammo. Well, so I'm very sorry. Yeah, so like as you see here, you can only carry so much. There's at the bottom there of the left tab, you have your inventory on the left tab there with 8 slots, and at the bottom there's a weight limit. A little bit like Fallout and Skyrim, you can only carry so much. So you only have 8 slots, so you can't carry a lot of stuff, and you can only carry so much stuff. So you can't carry like 3 or 4 shotguns. It's gonna be too heavy, and your character is gonna be overburdened. So there's definitely like resource management in that sense. What I'm doing right now in the game is I'm going around the local houses. Like, I'm only like a couple feet from like the home base, which the home base is right there in front of me. You can kind of see it. And here you go. As soon as I go over this fence, you'll be able to see it. So that's the home base right there to the left. You can get in the cars and drive them around. They make a lot of noise and stuff, so they'll attract zombies, but they do kill zombies. I like... Okay, hold on. I'm going to get back on topic because I'm like just jumping all over the place. There's so much things to talk about in this game. This is a very good game. You can go back to your home base and store items, and each item has a value. So you deposit, let's say, an assault rifle. The assault rifle is worth 90 points. You can then spend those 90 points to draw out other ammo you may have put back in the past, or you can take out a different gun. But you can't take out stuff if you don't have enough points. But it's storage. I believe the storage is infinite. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going around scavenging stuff just to start storing it away. That way I can be prepared for later on in the game when I need to, you know, get more ammo, or when I need anything. Like, as a matter of fact, I'll just be able to grab it and it won't be an issue. So yeah, I was just saying, every car, well, not every car, obviously if a car is crashed and destroyed, you can't drive it, but you can drive all the cars in the game. There's a bunch of cars all over the place, and the cars handle fairly well. It's not terrible. The cool thing about the cars, I was saying, is that if there's a horde of zombies, if there's like 10, 20 zombies, you cannot actually just plow through them. Your car will slow down and start taking damage the more zombies you hit. Like, obviously, like if there's like 30 zombies in the way, a car would not be able to plow through all of it, right? It would start slowing down and it would get stuck, and you know. So in that sense, it's actually really realistic and kind of cool. I think it's cool. Like, I was driving and there was like 10 zombies in the way. I hit all of them and the car like started slowing down. Those zombies started climbing onto the car. It was crazy. It's super cool. A little bit later on here in the video, I'm actually going to show a thing like a horde. A horde, if you guys have watched The Walking Dead, it's or well, any zombie game really. Even like a game like Left 4 Dead, when you alert the horde comes in and it's like a ton of zombies like all at once. In this game, you can't fight, well, I mean, you can fight 4 or 5 zombies at a time. It's going to be really challenging, but recommended you only want to fight like, you know, 2 to 3 zombies at most at a time. So I was playing and I was scavenging a house, and I went out. I think I either kicked a zombie through a window, or I smashed through a window by accident, and it alerted the horde. As you'll see here in a second, you'll be able to see a horde just standing there, and they have a field of view and everything. And if you alert that, you gotta run for your fucking life. So what I did was, I was at the front of the house, and the zombies all like started running at the house. So I smashed through another window, ran through the house, smashed out the back window, and just ran through the house, almost exactly like The Walking Dead, in that scene where the horde is like chasing them, and they run through the house, and they use the house to get to lose the horde. Like super fucking cool. Like just such a great moment, and like something that you'll remember whenever you play this game. Like or you talk about State of Decay, that's something that you'll be like, oh yeah, the horde, and like I ran through the house and then I got in a car and drove away, and the horde, you could see them chasing me and everything. Like just epic moments, like cool stuff that's like doesn't happen all the time. Right there, I execute. I don't know if I talked about executions yet. Zombies take a while to kill. Like, for some reason, you don't just chop their heads off or go for the head like you would normally, like any normal person. You just kind of wildly swing. So the zombies don't always die right away. And they take a few hits, and your weapons have durability, and the weapons break fairly quickly, so it's not super durable weapons. So they break, and I find finding guns is easier than finding melee weapons so far. I think I've found more guns than I have melee weapons. That being said, if you kick the zombie enough, eventually it'll fall, and then you just execute it, and your weapon doesn't take that much durability, and you get to use your weapon for longer. So that's what I've been trying to do, is just be efficient, managing my stamina and my weapon's durability. And it's honestly, it's a little ridiculous, because if you sit there kicking a zombie, it's kind of unrealistic. The stealth in the game is ass. I don't know if I mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but the stealth in the game is terrible. Like right here, watch. I get behind the zombie, and the zombie glitches. And then this is like, he was smashing his head against the window, and then he was like, nah, I'm just gonna take a break now. And check this out. Check out this execution. Boom! That was sick. That was sick. Hot dog poster, anyone? Yeah, let's go. So yeah, that's State of Decay in a nutshell. I mean, I definitely highly recommend this game. There's a lot to do and a lot of cool stuff that happens. I wouldn't say it's quite on the level of DayZ or Warzy, but I believe the guys who are developing DayZ are trying to make a standalone game, and they're trying to get it onto the Xbox and PS3. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's the case. This is definitely a great entry point, because you can learn how these type of games work, and you don't have the stress of other players like killing you at all times with sniper rifles and shit. So definitely a great entry point. $20, it's a great deal. If you don't have a high-end PC, this is on the 360. It's perfect buy to get a good amount of fun out of it. Couple downsides, but nothing game breaking, nothing that will push you away from the game. It's definitely survival, zombie survival at its finest. Anyways, guys, I've been Hollowblade with Gaming Death, and I'll catch you guys next time.